Hey, hey you, I'm Messy Sage, here to impart my wisdom, here to tell you why we should bring dueling back. A little general history about dueling. A lot of us know about dueling from Hamilton or cowboy movies, but the practice of dueling has been around since ancient times and can be traced back to various civilizations, because humans are everywhere and humans are violent. Duels were a way to resolve disputes, maintain social order, and protect personal honor. Dueling became more formalized with set rules and codes of conduct in Europe during the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. Often used to settle matters of honor, like being called a coward, dishonest, or being insulted. In the 17th and 18th centuries, the Code Duello began to emerge, providing guidelines for dueling, like the choice of weapons, distance, and procedures. Dueling was at its prime in the 18th and 19th centuries in Europe and North America, common among the aristocracy and the military. As the 19th century went on, dueling began to decline in many places. The practice was increasingly seen as barbaric and a threat to public order and safety. Many countries began to enact laws to ban dueling. Nowadays, dueling is mostly gone now, since we have to think about human rights and morality and ethics. I'm here to tell you why we should bring it back. Now, I am not advocating for murder, but if two consenting adults of sound body and mind agree to partake in a duel, then let them be. My body, my choice. It doesn't always have to end in death, and whoever wins shouldn't face any legal repercussions for it.
But Sage, the act of dueling can be abused in order for someone to effectively murder another human being.
Okay, douchebag nerd kid, I mean, duh! This isn't a pillow fight, guys. But at least both parties would have the means and opportunity to do what they can to one another. That's why we have to modify and regulate every factor about dueling in the modern era. Yeah, a lot of stupid people are gonna die at first, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Just try and make it all fair and well thought out, Have a signed and notarized and certified contract, have a doctor on site. The method of dueling must also take into account fairness of what parties can or can't do. It must be a long process where the parties can make arrangements and have all the time to pull out beforehand if they change their minds. Obviously, dueling won't be covered in insurance plans to discourage it in some way.
But Sage, what if they really don't want a duel and are facing pressures from society since declining duels back then make you look like a wuss?
Well, if one party denies the challenge, the duel won't be legal. Also, we're in a different time now, wherein you can admit your own vulnerabilities and society won't shame you for it anymore.
But Sage, that's not true for everyone.
Shut up! Sucker punching someone in the street is illegal, yeah? And that's why dueling with its consent would be better.
Well, what if they're just suicidal and accepted the duel just because they wanted to die?
Well, they will always be in our hearts.
But Sage, what if I just killed someone not in a duel, but I framed the crime scene like it was a duel?
That's why it needs to be in public with witnesses and certified by a judge.
Also, what if the duels are rigged?
I think...
And what if it's originally just over a petty argument?
Yeah, that's what...
And doesn't dueling discriminate since it always favored the aristocracy and perpetuated gender and class inequalities?
Okay, wait.
And isn't dueling considered an ineffective conflict resolution method since it would fail to address the root causes of a dispute and find a rational solution?
Well,
And wouldn't dueling bring about public backlash?
So that's...
And doesn't dueling bring about trauma and other unneeded obligations to the participants' families and loved ones?
I believe we...
Won't dueling encourage a Darwinian culture for our society wherein the strong and violent reign supreme?
Well, yeah. You know what? I give up on this. This is hard. I guess you really can't regulate dueling in the modern era. I think we've even kind of romanticized the idea of it as well. I wouldn't want to live in a world where people are killing each other. We already have the UFC to scratch that itch. I guess I just want people to be more mindful of what they say. Or have a way where they can make resolutions for their disputes and defend their name or honor if need be, and for those who do wrong unto them to be pushed to take accountability.
But Sage, isn't that what the justice system is for?
Yeah, I guess you're right, douchebag nerdy kid. Even if the justice system is slow and sometimes unfair, it really is a milestone for us humans that we have evolved from our violent, impulsive instincts and norms. You can pick apart all my arguments here about legalizing dueling more thoroughly if you want to, because my god, my thoughts always go all over the place. As I always say and embody, I don't know. What do I know? Maybe instead of wars, we should just have leaders fight instead a la gladiator style.